Hey,
Hello, Mr. Gower.
Hello, both.
David Gower. Can't believe
I
it.
didn't realise I had to wear a cap. I'm sorry.
No.
Well,
no.
actually, I should get mine. How are you?
Fine, remarkably well.
Thank you so much for coming on,
Um,
David.
I have no idea why.
No, I must admit, we're thinking that. Why has he decided to come on this?
Yeah, why have you come on this? This is insane.
Well,
You've got loads of things you could be doing.
Yeah, but most of them I don't want to do.
Oh,
Oh, dear.
and you're up for this.
There is something called a garden out there. I mean, I won't show it to you just in case,
Yeah.
but there's
I bet
something
you've
called a
got lovely
garden. I don't claim ownership. It belongs to wife, that sort of thing. It's
Right.
yeah, but it does require. If I still had a forelock, I'd be tugging it an awful lot.
Right.
Yeah.
And every now and again, I obey orders.
Yeah.
Every
As
now and
we all
again, I
do.
resist.
I'd love to watch that.
You resist. We all resist, don't we?
Indeed, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know if I do.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Once
You go and hide in the
Still?
toilet. and
Yeah, I
watch
do.
Only
I
Fools
hide
and
it. Yeah,
Horses.
yeah, I do. I'm in the toilet, love.
Yes. I'll be there till Wednesday. Yes. Yeah.
What do we call you, David? Do we call you Mr. Gower or
I'm very comfortable with Mr. Gower.
David
David is
or Colin?
yeah. Colin would be nice. It'd be unusual. David is absolutely fine. Any titles?
Yeah.
I was with
The governor.
no, that's the wrong sport.
Ah.
I was with Nick Hancock in foreign climes the last few days.
Oh,
Was
nice.
with the Lord's Taverners. One of those singers. And we both discussed at one stage, probably over a glass of wine, that we both had honorary doctorates. So it was
Right.
Doctor, morning Doctor. Hello, Doctor. How are you, Doctor? So Doctor.
Doctor.
Going
Dr. Gower.
back to W.G. Grace, who was
Yeah.
well, mind he was a qualified doctor.
Was he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right, hang on, David. Joe knows nothing about cricket.
But I'm a huge admirer of you, sir.
Oh,
Huge. My dad will be flipping out when I tell him about this. My dad's a massive cricket fan.
okay.
So he will go, that's wasted on you, boy.
Well, I shall take some pride in that.
Last time I felt like this, Dr. David, was
Dr.
when I met a
David
member
Gower.
of the Cure.
What? Good
Yeah,
God.
because I wanted to be a
Is
professional.
there an intended pun there?
No, I
Mm.
wanted to be a professional cricketer. So I
Oh.
would watch you
Yeah.
and go, I want to be him.
Oh.
So,
David was just telling me that you were the Gaza of cricket, skill-wise.
Thank God you clarified that.
yeah. Behaviour off the pitch,
Yeah,
he said.
yeah. Well, I can probably quote a couple of my colleagues who could have matched Gaza off the pitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yes.
yeah,
But
yeah.
they had more fortitude, I suspect.
I thought you were going to bring a lovely little glass of wine up then.
Yeah, no, it's neat. It's neat. Whatever it is, it's neat. Yeah.
Weren't you a bit cheeky, David? Were you a bit cheeky off the pitch?
Well,
Bit early to be asking if he was cheeky off the pitch, David.
David, we were. Hang on, cut. We were of an era where you were
Yes.
allowed to
I
enjoy
love
yourself.
of an era. I love
an
of
era.
an era.
Well, you were
Vanilla.
also fined for enjoying yourself, weren't you? Were you allowed to enjoy yourself?
Let's ease ourselves into the fines.
Yes.
David.
Yeah. No.
Let's tell him how good he is first, and then
How much do I owe you? What's the yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I want
dear.
to know how naughty you have to be fined. That's what I want to know.
Didn't you fly a plane over the ground?
Well, sometimes yes, that is true. But I had someone fly it for me, obviously.
Right. Oh, I thought you were sort of right.
Well, I could
I'm a
have.
doctor. Let me fly.
yes, I have qualifications. Give me the stick now.
I think
I
I
mean,
read about this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You must have been 12, if that.
16.
That, yeah.
16. Yeah.
This was I remember it clearly. January 1991.
Yeah, 16
in Australia. So but there's a fellow called John Holmes who's been my friend and agent for far too long, as far as he's concerned, which is sort of 40 odd years. And he worked it out that every January there was something where I'd phone him up and say, John, you're not going to like this much, but it seemed to be sort of things. I don't know what it was, whether it was just something to do with equinoxes or
what
winter.
You?
Yeah,
that made you go balmy or something.
Yeah, exactly. So I saw some sort of January lunacy, you know.
Yeah.
Did he just turn his phone off for like the first month of the year? Waiting for you to.
No, unfortunately for him, he had other clients too.
Right, yeah.
You'd slip in under the radar and go, I'm going to fly a plane.
I'd change my number. He's also successfully managed Gary Lineker for much the same sort of time.
Yeah.
So he's had a bit of fun recently with those tweets on the BBC and all the rest of it.
So what did you do with the plane? Because I've never thought about hiring a plane, flying over it.
That's where you differ.
Well, you see, that's why. Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's why all your ambitions to become a professional cricketer were negated, because that X factor.
Yeah.
That little bit of lunacy.
Yes. It gets you through.
Yeah.
I'm sure was it because you weren't playing that game? You thought you'd disrupt.
No, I was playing. That was the problem.
You were playing.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't. You were in a plane.
Well, no, but the airstrip was right next door. So England were batting. This is against Queensland. Luckily, not a full international. That would have been slightly harder.
Yeah.
That would have been trickier. But England were batting. I got out before lunch. We had an afternoon, basically watching two other people bat. And the airstrip was 3 minutes, 4 minutes away, just on the other side of the perimeter of the ground. So it's very easy to get there. Very easy to say to Bruce, because everyone in Australia is called Bruce, can we have a go for half an hour? Slipped in his $75, which was dirt cheap.
Reasonable.
Very reasonable. Very reasonable. Very reasonable indeed. And we just persuaded him to do a low-level run over the ground. We actually had two planes. There's a guy called John Morris who had also batted that morning rather better. So he came along as well, which was probably misguided. So we had two planes, two pilots, two low-level runs. Then we saw bank left and do the beaches as well. To get full value for the $75. And then, but then the
amazing.
I know the shitstorm sort of broke that night because management took what's known as what they call it as a dim view.
Dim view. And polite way of saying you pair of idiots.
Well, yeah. So it sort of gets. But I then went out and didn't come back to the hotel till late. So I missed the first part of the shitstorm. Came back to a meeting in the morning where we had to have a high-level discussion about all sorts of things.
I can't ever imagine you in that situation, sort of taking any of it seriously. Well, grinning at everyone.
Well, there is. I describe it like this. When I got into this, we could talk about it. When I got into the meeting, it was an Australian hotel suite. So by law, that has to have a bar. By law, a bar has to have bar stools. One of those was in the middle of the room, so instinct tells you that's yours. And then opposite were Peter Lush, tour manager, Mickey Stewart, England team manager, Graham Gooch, England captain, my great mate Alan Lamb, England vice captain. Three of them looking deadly serious, Lammy pissing himself. So again, instinct tells you this might not go well.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling walking in there?
Well, I was fine. I didn't think I'd done anything seriously wrong.
But the joke, and this is like England playing sort of a friendly against, I don't know, Hungary.
Queensland. Well, yeah, okay, yes.
Yeah, and then there's one of the subs going, do you know what? Let's just fly over the pitch.
One of the subs take a zip wire across the field. Yeah,
there's going to be a backlash of some sort.
Yeah.
Well, there was. Yeah, I mean, it was. Yes, it was an era marked by high discipline. So this was a breach of that high discipline. And in the end, and then the finish is like this. In the end, we moved to Adelaide for the next Test match. Decision had been taken, £1,000 fine, paid in cash. And when I walked out to bat next time in the Test match, this time for real, seriously, they played on the PA system, those magnificent men in their flying machines.
Did they?
Yeah, seriously. Seriously.
Oh, all sports should be like this.
For all those thinking the Australians have no sense of humour, it was actually quite a big tick.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Oh my God. Let's can we call that the heyday of cricket then? Because if stuff like that's going, that's amazing.
Yeah.
How did you bat that day?
Badly.
Oh.
I hate to say it. It was seriously, that was unfortunately the whole downside. For having been in, dare I say, in very, very good form until then, form just disappeared for an hour.
The flight.
Yeah, well, yes. Again, who knows why? But these things happen in sports. So actually,
if you'd played a blinder,
if you hit a ton.
Well, the irony is that the harder you try, sometimes the worse it gets. So that sort of in sport, that sort of balance between obviously trying, but also being relaxed enough to just get it right naturally is the perfect place to be. And then when your mind is doing other things as well, and you're trying that bit harder to prove a point. Sometimes, it works sometimes. It doesn't work at others. This particular day, everything was out of kilter, so it ended in sheer ignominy.
I love the fact you go, really need to play well here, otherwise that flight over the ground's going to look a bit silly.
Well, Joe, there are many ways to motivate yourself. Some people say, Queen and country, the England badge, personal pleasure, personal gratification, overcoming silly mistakes. There are many ways of finding a way to try and play well on the day.
I personally like to fly over the ground.